everybody, welcome to Country Girl. Today I'm going to be putting together the floral arrangements from the items that I purchased for the last couple weeks. Most of this stuff did come from the Dollar Tree. I think the only thing that did not come from the Dollar Tree was this little bunny planter that I got from Target, and I showed that in my haul last Friday. So I've just put all my stuff on the table that I want to work with. I may or may not use all of it. But I went ahead and took all my little tags and stuff off my flowers. And I did take my wrapper off of... How did this get little fingerprints in it?
I don't know.
Okay. Anyway.
It wasn't me.
I took the wrapper off of this. It was 2 in a pack of the foam. This foam is actually, I think, supposed to be used with real flowers. And you're supposed to be able to wet this and it holds moisture. I probably should not have purchased this only because it's going to crumble, I'm afraid, when I stick my flowers in it. It may not, but I just have that feeling that it will, but we're going to see what happens. But I'm going to double these up, and I'm going to stick this into this little Flowers and Garden galvanized tin planter that I have, and it fits perfect down in there. But I did want to double them up just because I want to be able to have some height. And in that way, if they do break apart a little bit, it'll just spread out within the planter, and it won't make my flowers flop around so much. So I'm just putting that one in there. When I bought this one, I had bought it with the intentions of putting it into the bottom of this little bunny. I'm not really sure how I'm going to do that. I might have to get my knife out and cut this up, but I'm going to do things one at a time. So, as I use things, I'll, just bring them forward instead of showing you everything I've got on the table right now. But basically, everything on the table consists of everything that I've shown. I did have some leftover things from the summer where I did a video for where I did a birthday party for Caitlin. We had a woodland animals theme. So I had bought some moss and a few other little things when I did that. So I may use that. I may not. May want to save it for my little fairy garden. But right now, I think the first thing I'm going to try and decorate is this here. My original plan was to put some flowers inside of it. But I got an idea and thought that this might work out better. I don't know if it will. I did not do a test on any of this stuff prior to recording this. So you're seeing my test run right now. All right, so what I thought I would do is take these onion grass, and I got 4 of them, and I thought it would look really cute setting up in this little planter. And then in addition to that, I thought it would look cute to put these little egg picks in there, kind of like hiding in between the onion grass, just to kind of give it a little bit of hint of some spring, Easter, almost like make it look like these eggs are hiding for a hunt or something. So we'll see how it goes. I'm not really sure what's going to happen here, but we're just going to test it out and see. I've never really considered myself to be that great when it comes to putting floral arrangements together. My mother has always purchased floral, and as long as I can remember, she would put stuff together and put flowers on the graves of her grandmother, my daddy's mother, which is my grandmother, and grandpa, and just people that were special to her. And so she's always been able to do stuff like that, and I just don't feel like I ever really have. So I don't know. We'll see. But this actually is working pretty good, and these this little thing down here isn't busting apart like I thought it would. This is kind of tall. I should have got me a couple more, or maybe I should spread them apart some. I don't know. I don't even know if these are made to do that. I think they're supposed to be standing straight up versus maybe I can make them look a little bit fuller. I might have to move them a little bit further out.
Spread it out, maybe?
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to spread them out, but I don't want to get them too far to the... I probably should have, because I've got some space in this can, I probably should have bought some more to put just around the sides. So I may have to go back and do that, so this project may not get finished tonight. I just didn't think I was going to need that many.
Or you can fill it with the rocks.
Well, I'm going to put stuff around it. I just thought that it would be, I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes we envision things and then they don't always turn out the way that we envision them to be. I'm going to push this down a little bit further. That way they're not quite so tall. I love the colors of these eggs. I just think they're really, really pretty. I don't know. What do y'all think?
I mean,
Does it look goofy? I think the idea was good.
yeah, it was good.
And I don't think it's a complete failure. I think I just basically need to, like I said, get some more of this grass. And if I fill it around the outside of the can and make it a little bit fuller, I think it would be pretty. So I may have to finish this project at another time and then come back. But, you know, I still think it's pretty. Let me get some moss and put it around it and see what happens. So I got this green moss, and this is just floral moss. Stuff this down in here. And it probably looks okay like this. I just think I would like it a little bit more full. And I'm making a total mess of this moss. That's okay. This is really pretty, vibrant.
So, while we wait, as you can see this beautiful painting in the background, I did this and I am so proud of myself.
Yes, it's very pretty.
It's called Unicorn Lake.
She has a niece that does a lot of painting and stuff, and so she likes to spend time with her. She's only like, Caitlin's niece is 17, almost 18. So she was born before Caitlin. My husband has had children by another marriage, and they have got kids. So they had he was a grandfather before me and him had our children. If that's confusing, I don't know. I'm sorry about that.
But she also sells her paintings on Facebook.
But they live right in front of us, and so Caitlin.
I've been over there lately. I'm working on another one. I just haven't finished yet.
Yeah, she likes to go by there sometimes after school. Okay, here you go. I think that's. Get all this mess out of the way. I think it turned out cute.
Yeah.
I may not need to add any more grass after all. I don't know. And, you know, this would also be cute in the long one that I had planned to do my succulents with. I think maybe this purple one would look a little bit better if it was kind of like peeking out a little. Versus... And you can take the bows off if you don't care to have the bows on there. But that turned out cute. I really like that. What do you think, Caitlin?
I like it.
Okay, well, that's project number 1 done. Okay, so I got me a bag over here. I'm putting the stuff in as I work. Like I said, these little projects that I'm doing are simple projects. But, you know, I'm a simple person. If it gets too hard, my ADD will not allow me to get
Is
into
it
it.
a shark tooth knife?
So, I have to do things that are quick and simple. I don't have patience to do things that take forever. I think cross stitching is beautiful. I don't have the patience for it. I'm one of these people, when I start a project, I don't want to feel like I got to work on it night after night until it gets done. I want it done within a day or two.
I have ADHD, and when I'm studying in class, if I don't finish my worksheet in that day, I get so mad. Like, it's not like I'm
challenge.
It's not like I'm mad about it. It's like I'm mad because I have to do it later.
I'm probably going to ruin something.
Probably the table. Maybe I should get a cutting board.
Yeah, that might be a good idea.
Okay, and then stop. Don't cut yourself.
Okay, well, this table's old anyway. Okay, I'm going to have to figure out how I'm going to get this down in here. Let me see, I could probably... Get me a cutting board, sweetie.
Oh, no. Please don't cut your fingers off.
I'm not going to cut my finger off. This is actually not that hard to cut.
Where's the cutting board?
But if you want a specific shape, it probably isn't going to help you. Okay, so this fits... Just don't worry about it anymore. This fits down in here. It is a little bit loose and wiggly. So I think I'm going to take a smaller piece and kind of stuff it in there beside it. Cut the tip of this off just a little bit. My other daughter decided to join us, but she can't be on video because Madeline likes to walk around the house.
Not dressed appropriately.
Yeah, so.
I could put on a shirt.
Stay hidden. My little chinchilla. Okay, so I've got this in here. And for the bunny, I want to do the pretty purple flowers. And I took the tags off of them, so I can't tell you what the names of these are now, but I did name these flowers when I did my haul the other day. So if you just want to know what they're called, you'll have to go and do that. Now this is shorter, so I'm going to have to cut these down because I don't want them standing too high up by this little bunny. I'm not sure how I'm going to get this to work. Let me see this. I may end up having to do little individual ones, and I think that's what I'm going to have to do. So I'm just going to have to cut this bottom off altogether. And I had some wire cutters somewhere, but I can't keep things like that in my house. They get found by other people, and then I never see them again. So. And if these scissors break, they were scissors from the Dollar Tree, so it's not like the end of the world. But it will be easier if you have some wire cutters. And again, I don't plan things very well. If I did, I'd have made sure I had some before I started this project. I'm having issues with my hands lately. The medicine that I'm on is causing real bad joint pain. And I'm actually going to a hand doctor. Not that he's going to be able to do anything for me. But, and I'm going to go see my oncologist about it. But my hands, especially at night, I have excruciating pain and stiffness. It's almost like my fingers turn to wood overnight. And then when I get up in the mornings until I get out of the shower and start moving around, I just can barely move my hands. And it's caused weakness in my hands too. So I'm not able to do things like this very easy. So I'm probably going to have to use Caitlin's assistance in cutting these flowers because it's just hurting my hands too bad. Alright, so I'm just going to kind of like stick these purple flowers down in here.
Oh my gosh.
I think I'm going to start on the outside. The purple one's on the outside. And then I'll fill the white ones in on the inside.
Are you going to put rocks inside the bun?
I'm probably going to put something, I don't know what, moss or...
Oh my gosh, this is hard to cut.
Let me try it.
No.
Alright, so anyway, I'm just going to finish filling this up. I want to make this really full. So I'm just going to keep poking them in here. Madeline, can you not do that, please?
I'm letting them know my presence. Can I cut this up? If I throw it away. Like
If you make a mess.
I'm going to throw it away. That is so satisfying.
This is really turning out kind of pretty. The purple flowers, just thanks. I don't know, I probably already said this. Makes me think of my grandmother so
Yeah, you
much.
did.
she just loved purple. And I don't know why I always think about her the most at Easter. I guess because she just loved the Lord so much, and this was like her favorite time of the year. And she died shortly after Easter. And just to tell you a little story, we had went to her church to see an Easter program. And the guy that was playing Jesus walked down the center of the aisle, and he was carrying the cross and everything. And after it was over, my grandmother was talking to us about it, and she had tears in her eyes, and she said, I know that wasn't him, but I just wanted to reach out and touch him. And she just, I don't know, she just really loved the Lord, and so it was probably maybe a week or two later she got to be with him, and she always said that when she died, she wanted to die in her sleep. And I think God rewards those people who, are faithful to Him. And that is exactly how she died. My mother found her, and she was laying in her bed asleep. And she had her head turned, and she had a smile on her face. And so I think that before she took her last breath, she saw Jesus, and that's what made her smile. But anyway, so Easter, I always think of her, and it's turned out pretty, I think. All right, so anyway, I'm going to put a little bit of filler down in here. You really can't see it because it is thick enough, but I'm going to put, just a little bit of greenery in there just to kind of like fill it up some. But I think that turned out pretty. I was afraid that if I cut them too short that it wouldn't look right, so I don't know. I'm going to put this as this is actually was labeled a candy dish. I had heard somebody else on YouTube call it a candy dish, and at first I thought they were making the mistake. But then when I peeled the label off the bottom of this thing, it did say candy dish. So I guess you could use it as a candy dish. First thing I thought of when I saw it was planter. So I don't know. But anyway, that is my project number 2.
It's a bunny sprouting flowers out of its brood.
My bunny sprouting flowers. All right.
Buttocks.
So that was number 2. Okay, so now I'm going to do the succulent planter. And I'm just going to take all of these out. I got to look at this little thing, and I thought about how cute it would be to make me my little fairy garden and something like this. Of course, I couldn't use everything that I bought in this particular planter because, there's not enough room for it. But I could do like one little house and maybe put one other little object on it and stick some succulents in there and then put some little fairies. So I don't know. I might play with it and see what we get. Okay. So I put the moss in here, the green moss around to fill in around the block that I had stuck in here. And I'm going to start placing my succulents how I want them to be arranged. I've got 6 of them. So we'll see what happens. One thing good about the picks is they can stand in these little things, and they can also stand up. Like I'm going to put stuff around them, but that way they're standing up out of the container and they're not pushed down inside of it.
These trees remind me of Alvin and the Chipmunks. Shipwrecked when they get stranded on an island and then they're swinging from trees.
And like you could push them at different levels. And if you get them in there and decide that you don't like the way you've got them, you can always, change them. Change them back.
Does the tooth fairy live in fairy gardens?
Okay. So I'm going to take some of the darker or the brown moss and put around on the insides where the succulents are, just to kind of give it a little bit of contrast. And to cover that green block up. moss really is messy, so just be aware of that when you're working with it. But it's really a great plant filler. I mean, it really does a good job. I think this looks pretty good. I'm happy with it. There is my little succulent garden. So that's how I did that. And I'm probably going to let the front, but you could turn it on either side, but I'm probably going to let the front be this way. I just need to fill it in a little bit more in the back so that it's not, I like it to stand up some, but you don't want to make it look like it is coming up out of the dirt. Alright, and I have some little pebbles that I had bought too, and I could always put that in there if I wanted to, but I like the way this is, so this is my project number 3. The next thing that I'm going to do, I got this red vase. This wasn't something that was planned, but I got an idea based off of something that I did in the fall.
Pink vase.
I had bought this cute little bunny sign, and I don't really want to put it outside because I feel like once I stick it in the dirt, you know, the elements are just going to destroy this little stick. So I'm going to put this in here, and I'm going to, what kind of filler should I put in there?
White rock.
The white rocks. I got a bag of white rocks here. I bought these to use with my terrariums, but I'm not going to use all of these. So I think I'm going to put some into this vase. You could use marbles. You could use anything you want to. Jelly beans would be cute. There's something else I could use. You probably want to go ahead and put your sign in, and then you know, put a few rocks around it or whatever it is you're going to do first to make sure it's in there even.
You could put solid water in there.
Well, you don't want to put water because then it'll ruin your stick.
Solid water.
What's solid water?
It's like, it's not ice. It's water that people use when they have plants on their tables, and it looks like water and it's completely clear, but it dries hard. So it's like a clear block.
Never heard of that.
Yeah.
So I'm just taking these pretty little flowers that I bought, and I'm just going to stick these around this. And then I'm probably just going to stick this little vase in the middle of my room somewhere. But I'm going to fill it up. I don't want to wait a minute. I still don't need all these rocks, so I think I'm still good to put some more rocks in.
Started it on.
And if I use too many, I can always go back to the Dollar Tree and buy some more. So that is project number 4. All right, so now what to do with these? Will you get me those succulents, honey?
Shasta,
Caitlin?
I'm sorry, you're going to have to leave.
All right, I can use moss for these. I can use some of those stones.
Shasta, please.
I've got some black sand here. So I may just do a variety of different things. I'm not sure. Like I said, I'm going to have to test it out because
Come on, Jessica.
I've not made one of these before.
Come on, girl.
So we'll see.
Come on.
I probably need a baggie or something. I think I'm going to start with
Can I make one?
the sand, the black sand and the white rocks on one of them first. And I'm just going to pour some of the sand in the bottom. And I don't, you don't want to put the rocks in first, because if you put rocks in and then black sand, of course the sand's smaller than the rocks, and the only thing that's going to happen is your sand's going to go right through your rocks anyway. Okay, so, yes, Caitlin, you can, but can you give me a second?
I feel like all to myself.
Okay, so, of course, all right.
I want the pretty
So
one.
what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, I think I'm going to use this one, and I'm just going to take it out of this little styrofoam thing it's in. It's got a little stick on the end of it, and I'm going to leave that on there just because it's going to kind of help to set on that when I put it in the terrarium plant. And I'm going to put this in first, and then I think I'm going to put the rocks around it. Well, let me put a few rocks in there because I'm not sure how well I'm going to be able to scatter them around it once I get them in there. And you don't need a whole lot in these things. I mean, if you didn't put anything other than the little succulent, you know, I think that would be plenty fine. All right, so I'm going to stick this in here. And I'm actually sticking this little succulent down into the sand.
Is this in a stand?
If that's how you want to do it, honey.
A fancy one.
Okay, so just to show you how simple this was, this is my, let me get up closer to this. This is the first terrarium I just did, and it was that simple. I mean, I literally just put the sand, sprinkled some of the white rocks in there, and then just stuck that down in there. So, I mean, how adorable is that? Yeah, another idea that I had given before was if you had an ornament stand, it would be cute to hang that on there. And I may do that at some point, but I haven't got an ornament stand right now. I think when I was looking online, Walmart had one for around $7. I definitely wouldn't pay more than $10 for it. Somebody had said these things actually turn, so I guess that's a good thing. I don't really know. I guess so it could turn around or whatever. But I've got some twine here, and all I'm going to do is just cut this off. I'm going to thread this through, and I'm going to double it. I think I'm going to tie a knot in here, and then I'm just going to, how is it going to work if this thing's going to spin? Double them off that.
Oh.
That's pretty. Show them yours up close.
You stand up. So I took a little bit of sand and put it in the bottom to make it look more full. And then I put rock all at the bottom, and then I just stuck this one in here, or this little, whatever that is in there. But there's actually a little gap right here where you can still see the stem, so I have to cover that up real quick. And then it will be done.
Okay. And twist it on there. What's the deal?
Oh. And there we go.
And so I just wrapped it around the base, and this will cut this pretty long because I'm not sure how long I'm going to need it. But I'm not sure where I'm going to hang this right now. But anyway, there you go. Beautiful. So that's one. Caitlin's got two. We've got one more to decorate. This thing wants to spin like crazy, so I don't know.
Well, it's a good turnaround to show all sides of it. So.
Alright, I'm going to try and do another one.
So this is the one I just did again. It kind of looks the same. It just has a little bit of moss. So, yeah. My turn to do this.
There was a clip that I picked up at the Dollar Tree that was really big. And I just stuck it inside of one of these to see what it would look like. And it was so big that it was almost like the clip that I put in that thing. It looks more like it's got all these little points on it, like little legs. And it was so long and so big that it literally touched all sides of this thing. And I didn't have nothing else in there except that thing. And I kind of had to stuff it in there, but once it got in, it opened up. And it literally filled the whole thing, and it looked beautiful. I wish that when I went back, I would have been able to find that same exact one. Because I probably would have bought that one to go in here. Our dog very rarely ever plays with toys, and tonight, for some strange reason, she's playing with toys.
It's really adorable because I've never seen her play with toys before.
Okay, well, that's the last one. So, It turned out cute. And that is how I put all of my Easter, spring / floral together. Never say never, but I'm probably not going to make any more floral projects for the spring. I think I've, made enough. If I do anything else, I'll probably do a project or something to give somebody. But I hope y'all enjoyed watching this, and thank you so much for tuning into my channel, and I will see you soon. Bye.